Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. So today we're going to talk about a recent development. We're actually going to develop on the recent development from one of our last podcasts that we had. And this is about the Corporate Transparency Act. It's about the final rule, and we've seen a lot of changes to it already. So what we're calling the final rule today may very much have some more updates to it coming up, but at least for today, we're calling this our current final rule. And this has to do with the beneficial ownership information reporting, what everyone might know of as the BOI reporting. This can also be known as the CTA's Reporting Act. This is essentially what FinCEN developed as a requirement for providing information of the ownership of a company. And we've had a few questions that have come in, and Jane and I have spoken a little bit about some of our clients have asked the question of, well, first of all, they want to know, why is this coming up now? So why is this something that after so many years is something that's required of the business owners today? And of course, as business owners, we always want to make sure that our information is protected. There's always this concern of a lot of transparency or a request for more information from the business owners. And especially when something is new, there's a lot of questions circulating around it. And one of the concerns that we've seen is the business owners worry, oh, is this personal? Is this something that I've personally done? And really, this has been implemented by FinCEN due to recent global events. And that's including Russia's invasion of Ukraine. That's including various other attempts by foreign entities to leverage US and using non-US shell companies to evade various sanctions and also to evade various taxes as well. And so the rule was put in place and is strategically positioned towards such attempts. And it really is partly for national security and also partly to avoid from any such attempts to evade taxes, sanctions, and so on. And the reporting companies are categorized as either domestic or foreign. So it's very important also to note, and I think that gives a little bit of comfort to our domestic corporations and companies, LLCs, and so on here. And it does cover a spectrum of various entities. It's important to note that certain trusts, not all trusts, but certain trusts are excluded to alleviate that burden on some small businesses. And the beneficial ownership information that's required for the reporting are of those individuals that exercise substantial control or hold at least 25% ownership. And of course, as with any other rule, certain specific exemptions are outlined. So everything just makes it more complicated, of course, because to every rule, there's always a bunch of exceptions. And that's where Jane and I always come in. And actually, I did want to pass this over to Jane now and just ask, what have you seen so far? If anyone's already submitted the reporting, just generally, just a little bit more information on what you've seen for this BOI reporting.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Irene. This was a great summary, and I did get those questions as well. So I think this is really helpful. So what I wanted to do, I'm actually going to be sharing my screen, which you could see, I hope. So I went on the website and I was just trying to register myself so I could show you how everything is sort of looking. And if there's any questions, feel free to reach out as always. But I'm just going to go quickly through this. So what I did is I went to, the website to create a FinCEN ID application for individuals. So this is helpful. It's not necessary, but it's helpful. So I have a few companies. So creating an ID is sort of going to create this process. This process is going to be a little bit easier. So I went on the website and I could post these under our podcast just to see where we go. I created a new account. It asked me for some questions. So basically, you put your personal information in, your address. You could put your residential business address. And then after that, you basically get an ID issued right away. Once you fill everything out, it just took me a couple of minutes. You have that ID issued. Then you're going to go on the website with the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, and you're going to say file BOR, and then you're going to be prompted to create it in, you could file a PDF, right? Or I just did it online, which I would suggest to do that way if you could. And then you're going to start basically filling out this information. For me, this is an initial report. I think for most people, it's going to be that. You're going to be putting the reporting company, and then you're going to enter the ID when you're going to be prompted to that, because you're going to have that copy. It's going to prompt you to save it, so you could always just refer to that. Um, Again, filling out the information. So the company applicant, which was me, the ID that I was talking about, and then it prompts you to just complete that after the company information, the beneficial owners. And again, depending on how many people you have, for me, it was pretty straightforward. So it honestly took everything, I would say, under 10 minutes. And this was the first time creating an account, creating a number associated with my account as well. So then you just have to basically complete it. It was actually an interesting, I'm human part. It asked for like a few questions to follow up. But other than that, it was really, really straightforward. So I think, we'll be happily going over the questions, but we'll post the websites under the podcast. So feel free to try it out yourself, or obviously contact your accountant. So if there's anything else, please let us know.